Hey guys, Defcamp here, and unfortunately today I've got some bad news. Some of you guys may know already, but in case you don't, let me just fill you guys in a little bit. A content creator who focuses on classic known as Alex Sensual has been pretty much targeted and tried basically to be silenced by Blizzard. I'm not really sure if it's Blizzard as a corporation or a single person at this point, but either way, they are trying to silence him. And, this might sound a little dramatic but if you look at what happened yesterday, and you look at how the person went about this, it's pretty obvious that that is exactly what they were trying to do. Basically, Alex had put out a video talking about the Q&A coming out and how it's been a while since we've heard anything, and basically just letting people know that if you're going to go out there and ask questions to Blizzard about Classic, just please do it in a polite manner, please do it in a courteous manner, and not to be spammy at all, not to be threatening. There's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things, and he was very, very clear that he wanted people to do it the right way and not the wrong way. And instead of people commending him on this, he was within a couple hours targeted by Blizzard, and they actually tried to shut his channel down. So not only did they put a copyright strike on that video, but they also put two other strikes, or tried to get strikes from two other previous videos that were pretty much unrelated. But they did have classic footage in them, which is it really is neither here nor there, because we all know there are plenty of YouTubers who have classic footage on their channels, myself included, and they have not been targeted in this kind of manner. There have been people in the past who have been given bans, 90-day bans for streaming private server content, and it's pretty much been a slap on the wrist, but this was a direct attempt to shut his channel down, to try to get him 3 strikes, which, if you guys don't know, in YouTube, if you get 3 copyright strikes, your channel is basically kaput. It's done. It's done. It's just, you're done. And that's basically what this person, or Blizzard itself, tried to do to Alex. And it was a clear intent of just complete censorship and silence on their behalf, which is pretty disgusting if you think about it. This is a company that is supposed to be, able to take criticism. Like, guys, we are the consumers. We are allowed to make criticism about the game if we don't like it. And I wanted to say something, no matter if you're a fan of Alex Sensual or if you're not, as a content creator, this should be pretty scary to you. This should be pretty damn scary, because this could happen to any of us. And we need to address this, and I think we need to come together on this, guys, because this is not right. It's not right. It's really bad. It's horrible. So, with that said, I wanted to also talk about the Q&A today, which was also a shit show. I myself tuned in, tried to ask questions, and to start it off, the actual beginning of the stream, you could just see the number of people posting questions about Classic. It was literally at least 75% of the questions that I saw, and at least, from what I saw, I mean, there was a couple spam of saying classic now and here and that, but almost every single question that was presented was done in a polite manner, in a courteous manner, and in a way that was not even, I mean, it wasn't even like firm, or it was just, hey guys, you know, I know you guys have been busy with BFA, but is there any way we could get some kind of update about Classic that hasn't been the same vague information that we've been getting for the past 6 months, which is, you know, basically what they said in the beginning. Now, since there was so many people asking questions about Classic, the pretty much first thing they started off with is that, okay guys, this is a BFA Q&A, not Classic, and we just wanted to say that basically, you know, we announced Classic and we had our job postings on the internet, and those postings are now full, so you know, eventually we'll talk about it, but today's not that day. And it just really pissed me off, because you have so many people just asking for something a little bit more. You know, and a lot of the questions were like, hey guys, I know this is a BFA thing, but can you at least tell us that, you know, our voices are being heard, that we are being taken seriously, and that in the future there will be more information coming out soon. Can you at least tell us something that is going to be coming out soon? You don't have to tell us a specific thing, just that, you know, we are going to continue the conversation. We are going to talk about these things, you know, and I was trying to get in questions like, you know, is it possible that in the future we will have separate community managers for Classic and for the current game? And I also asked multiple times that, is there as much people, you know, that are being put towards BFA, being put towards Classic, things like that. Just, you know, answers that they could, without giving too much away, clearly respond to, without going into too much depth. And, you know, they have talked about Classic before on a BFA or a Legion, you know, mostly topic Q&A. So why was today different? You know, it's been almost 6 months now, guys, where we have heard basically nothing. We've heard the same two dull interviews from JL and Brack, and we've heard, you know, we know vanilla means vanilla, and, you know, vague, very vague things. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little ranty, but, you know, I'm really upset today. You know, it's kind of you know, I actually walked out my house today, and no lie, I have a flagpole, and the American flag was literally laying on the floor, and the first thing I thought of was, well, you know, it's a symbolism of how basically the freedom of speech has been shit upon today and last night with what Blizzard did to Alex Sensual. And I mean, that's exactly what they did to him. They, you know, and again, I don't care if you like him or not, what they did to him is messed up. It's really messed up. I don't care if you think he's, you know, whatever, you know, too toxic or whatever people say about him. You know, he basically wanted to continue the conversation with Blizzard. He was criticizing them in a good manner, in a manner in which people should be criticizing a company that has been notorious for kind of leaving people in a land where there's no information, and also notorious for kind of, be honest here, steering the game into a way that has really affected a lot of people and turned a lot of people off. And these are people who, of course, deserve criticism. I mean, any corporation out there who gives some kind of material or game or anything deserves to be criticized. I mean, the only way for a company to grow is to be able to receive criticism like that, take it seriously, and try to move on from there. But instead, they acted like childs and took it seriously and actually tried to take someone's livelihood away from them. I mean, you know, whether he does it for his own livelihood or for fun, you're basically trying to shut someone up by throwing your weight around because you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation and trying to silence them. And, you know, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, it's because he showed private server content. He did this. He did that. Well, guess what? I'm not trying to say it's okay that, you know, people are doing that, whatever, but that is not the reason. If you look at the history of how other people have been doing that for a very long time, and people who have been actually banned for only, from what I know, I think there was one VOD involved with something else, but for the most part, it has been streaming that has been looked frowned upon and has been taken action against in the past with 90-day stream bans, which did not have any effect on the people's ability to create videos or VODs, and that was basically a slap on the wrist, and this was a clear attempt for a complete shutdown of his channel. So guys, I'm really upset today, and I'm really just disgusted at Blizzard, you know, and this kind of scares me. You know, are they scared that, you know, people are going to be outraged and they're trying to silence people now? So is this a sign that, you know, they're already making changes to Classic? I don't know, but I take it as kind of a bad sign because, you know, if they're trying to silence people now, maybe they're afraid of the backlash that is going to lie ahead. And I'm seriously worried that this is not going to be addressed. You know, I think us together, no matter if you are a fan or not of Alex Sensual, we should all agree upon that this is not okay. This should not be allowed to continue. And I'm going to say now, guys, you know, if you have any kind of criticism against Blizzard, whether it's, you know, about the current game, about what you think is going to happen to Classic, don't be afraid to speak out. Do not let them win on this. You know, like Obi-Wan Kenobi said, if you strike me down now, I will become more powerful than you can ever imagine. Guys, I don't think they know what they're dealing with. I don't think they understand the amount of passion and the amount of people that are behind this movement, that are behind this community. And today it was pretty evident that there are like-minded individuals who are not only courteous but polite towards Blizzard, that want to continue the conversation about Classic, that are not cancerous, that are not toxic, are merely passionate fans who are trying to gather information about the game that they love. That's it, nothing more. And for Blizzard to act like this, to totally shut out everyone like they did today in the Q&A, to not even answer one of the hundreds of questions that were coming in. I mean, I sat there, I saw it, literally more than 75% of the questions were directed towards Classic. The chat was blowing up about Classic, and what did they focus on? Mostly cosmetic bullshit about BFA. Cosmetic shit. You know, like, I think this series, I even asked a question about rating in BFA, about, you know, if certain issues like Titan forging, certain issues like people putting such an emphasis on numbers, and other things, like, I totally forget the question, but I had 3 or 4 points that I wanted to bring up that were my issues with Mythic rating. You know, did that question get you know, answered? No. They answered the easy, stupid questions about, you know, sets of gear, of basic, like, you know, upright, you know, stuff about the allied races, which that's a new feature and stuff like that. But, you know, even the real issues in BFA, I don't even think were addressed. It's like they're afraid to talk about the things that they know is wrong with the game, and that's a problem. That's a huge problem. So guys, I think together we have a duty and a you know, real obligation to try to continue the conversation. And like Alex Sensual said, in a respectful manner, in a polite manner. There's a way of doing things. And we got to take the high road on this, guys, because they are truly taking the low road. They are being childish. They are being pathetic and disgraceful and disgusting when it comes to how they've been acting. So, you know, I'm sorry for this long rant, guys, but I was truly devastated last night when I heard the news, or this morning, whenever it was, early this morning, last night. And I knew that I had to at least speak out and do a little something about this, because there was no way I was going to be quiet about this. And I'm sorry that the gameplay I'm putting up today is different. I think you can understand why. But it doesn't matter, because we're going to be here to stay, guys. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue doing Super Plate Brothers. We're going to continue doing the things that we love to do, because this is the game that we love. And this is the community that we love. And we're going to keep doing this for you guys, because we love you. So keep on grinding and keep binding, baby. Defcamp out. I'll talk to you later.